gadget number 8.
Yes.
And we will connect our little earpiece maybe, and Nikolai, we do this in English because Nikolai, can you introduce the next guest?
Hello, Paul. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Yes, I can.
Good, excellent. Marquis Broadcast, as I mentioned, is a company who's been working with intelligent media handling for 15 years, and with us we have to tell us a little bit more about both the company and the products. We have Paul Glasgow. Over to you, Paul.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hi, everybody, and good to join you this evening. It's a pleasure, as always. Marquis Broadcast have been around for around 15 years or so. We specialize exclusively in the sort of movie, post-production, and broadcast areas. And we've developed a number of niche products for those areas. And none of them are particularly exciting in that they don't do things on screen, but they're absolutely vital to protect people's productions, the work in progress, deliver it securely and reliably in a way that makes sense for those kinds of workflows. And so we've developed a number of products, and we're going to talk about a couple tonight, which are quite interesting.
We'll just interrupt you. Sorry, Paul, because I've got some slides here, and I will put them on
cool.
so you can talk to them. Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Okay. Great. So this is a product called Project Parking, which is used in conjunction with Avid, ISIS, or Nexus. And what we're able to do is we're able to run our own unique analytics on the ISIS or Nexus, which enables us to understand exactly what is on the ISIS or Nexus and the relationships between all of that data, because normally in the outside world that means nothing. So by using Project Parking analytics, we're able to do a number of things. One is visualize and see what's on the storage. And if it's a petabyte of ISIS or Nexus, that can be quite a major task. But being able to clean that up, for example, removing duplicates and orphans, could recover a huge amount of underutilized or inappropriately used storage. But the other benefit is that by being able to run analytics, then we can externalize the Avid projects in a way that are meaningful in the outside world. And when I say meaningful, they could be directly opened by, for example, a media composer. So the project was Project Parking. You think of, okay, I'm going to park a project, and that's really the top workflow in the slide that we can see. So we're going to move a project to some tier 2 storage. But then along comes cloud, and that starts to enable all sorts of new workflows where I could externalize a project into cloud. I could pick that project up and move it to another production center. And so we can start to build more agile workflows. I could create a tar file of that project and maybe use that as a fully usable project, but stored in long-term storage as a tar file. And then we could start to, for example, externalize a project so it could be used by a standalone editor. And again, that's very useful. I might want to take some production out onto location. I'll add some media and shoot some more footage. And then I can version that same project back into the original project in the production center. So we've been talking about this.
Excuse me, we also got a slide here called backup version, just so you know.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And we're coming on to that. So we came up to see a customer in the Nordics, and they said, well, actually, you've got a very particular problem. We've got a problem in that we have a bunch of freelancers who don't work in our production center. They work at home. And there's a number of problems with that, in that their work in progress isn't necessarily backed up. It's difficult to manage that environment in terms of, how are they getting on with the project? Can we see the progress that's being made? So as an addition to project parking, what we're able to do is write natively to tier 2 storage, but also to cloud storage. And what I'll also say here is, I know Peter Watling's on later on. We've certified integration also with object store with object matrix, so that's a supported workflow now as well. So if let's say we write a project to cloud, and when we do that, we make sure it's complete, it's self-referencing, it has all the media it needs to be post-produced elsewhere. And what we can do is we can then pick that project up in another location, maybe by an editor, work on that project. And because we've run the analytics, we understand the nature of the project, we just write the changes back to storage. So that means we make super efficient use of networks. The transfer, as long as we've not ingested lots and lots of material, is generally very light. And we also keep a complete history of every version of the project in cloud. So it means we protect the work in progress. It doesn't matter that people are working remotely. The network connectivity can be fairly light. And then we can share that project and move it around between different production centers or people in different locations. So that's Delta parking, and that allows us to version in the backup, which is the first time this has been possible.
Okay.
Now,
Paul, we have to go along to the workspace tools. Is that okay with you? Because okay.
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Because we got a sort of time schedule that we have to consider also.
I talk too much.
But it is a little difficult, because it is very, very important, these things, that you can actually move it around in an intelligent way. So, but workspace tools, Paul.
Do you want to? Okay. Yeah. We now have the first slide from workspace tools.
Okay, cool. So, using the same analytics that we developed for Project Parking, we're able to analyze and externalize Avid projects, and we're able to write that project directly to backup. So let's say we're in a production center, we're editing, and we're every day in, day out, and we're ingesting material, we're changing projects. What we do with Workspace Backup is we're able to write that backup into tier 2 storage, in this case, but also cloud storage. And then every day we will take the updates for that day and the changes for that day, and we'll write those overnight. At the end of a retention period, we'll actually start to delete projects. So in other words, we have a completely secure history of the last 30 days work in your production system. Now, traditionally, if
totally automatic.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, traditionally, because if you're just using a normal data backup of the Nexus or ISIS, there is no way of reading the projects from the backup. In other words, you have to recover the whole system before you can start working again. Now, in the days of 128 terabyte storage systems, the recovery time wasn't too bad. With half petabyte and petabyte size systems, the recovery can be weeks and months. And we've had nightmare stories of people in fires or floods having hundreds of editors working, not able to work while the system is being recovered. Now, the difference with Workspace Backup is you can recover immediately and directly from the backup. So the examples here are directly to a media composer, so a single project which is absolutely vital to your business, you could start working on that within hours. And we can also start to recover the, I think there's some arrows missing here. We can also recover the workspaces perhaps to a second system. Yeah, you can see the main system's corrupted, and now we're recovering directly from the, in this case, tier 2 storage. So if we go to the next slide.
I think, Paul, this is really one of the most important things about it, is that you can recover only the parts that are needed. So you can recover to your local hard drive if you want to. So you can only take the bits that you really need and be on air or deliver your program, regardless of if you have hundreds of terabytes lying around. So that's the intelligence and the analytics behind it, and that's really the brains of the operation that Marquis offer.
Yeah,
exactly.
And and what we've also done then is applied the same thing to cloud. So in this scenario, we've lost the whole building, the whole facility, for whatever reason. We can also write to cloud, and so that means we can use our recovery tool from cloud to recover to another facility, another location, and continue to work the business. So in other words, we're protecting the entire business. And, you know, if people say it will never happen to me, we hear horror stories. And, you know, recently was a customer who had crypto locking ransomware encrypt an entire workspace unrecoverably. They lost everything. And, you know, just imagine that happening.
Oh, that's a terrible thing.
That's the worst thing that can happen to anybody.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. You know, so if you know, that's a quick summary of a couple of our products. Insight know about all of our others. You know, if you have any questions, you know, please ask them. If not, it's been a pleasure to present to you today.
Okay, and I noticed you got a bottle of champagne, and I heard this because you have birthday today.
Yeah, it is my birthday, so I'm really looking forward to opening it shortly.
Congratulations!
What a way to spend your birthday.
Yeah,
Okay.
nice warm champagne.
Okay,
Thanks,
Paul.
guys.
Thank you very much for being with us here tonight from London, and we are sorry that we don't have more time for you, but actually we already got another caller coming on on a live video line.
Okay, fantastic.
So we have to let you go, and we hope to maybe we can have to be possible for us to talk to you again some other time.
Yes, we'd be delighted to.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye bye.
Bye, Paul.
Bye.